the last 30 days, our son has spoke his truth. And he is a very proud American, a very proud Marine, a very principled man, and he stood his ground, and that's what the Marines have taught him.
He only spoke because what he saw happening in Kabul was, he couldn't take it. He had to speak out. He had to stand his ground.
And he did. There you have an emotional response from the parents of a former Marine Lieutenant Colonel, Stuart Scheller, who was jailed. He's been thrown into the brig for criticizing the military's withdrawal from Afghanistan. This comes as top generals are set to testify again today, this time before House lawmakers, on what went wrong over there. Here to react, Fox News contributor and Marine veteran and Medal of Honor recipient, Dakota Meyer. Dakota, good morning.
Good morning.
So they threw that lieutenant colonel in the brig, the Marines did, because they couldn't stop him from tweeting out, why is the military supervisors, why are they not being held accountable for what went wrong?
Yeah, I mean, look, first off, the military is a little bit different place to work and to be able. Freedom of speech in the military has always been something that's back and forth of what that exactly means, right? I don't understand what grounds that the military has put him in the brig for, but I mean, this is what the military does. What it tells me though is that either that they're worried about what this guy's going to say. I just don't think that this is the right way to handle this. I mean, I think that, look, if this man wants answers, this man came out and literally asked the same questions that all of us are asking. Right. And I just think this is a terrible move. I just don't understand what we don't know yet of what regards did they think that this was going to be a smart move to put this man behind bars. As you've seen an administration, or you've seen someone try to do with, look at Eddie Gallagher. They tried to put him behind bars. They tried to shut him up multiple times, all these things, and that did not work out in their favor at all. So I just don't understand. I just don't understand how they thought this was wrong. To me, in my opinion, it just shows me that our military leadership has gotten so political, and that with the left, they feel so empowered that they feel that they can do whatever they want, and they're not going to be held accountable on it, which is what we're seeing with the top generals right now. So why would they think any different? But I don't think this is a smart move for them, and I think this is really going to come back and get them.
They just wanted to censor him, so they threw him in the brig, and that's where he's sitting on this Wednesday morning. You mentioned the top generals. They were all on Capitol Hill yesterday talking to the Senate. They're going to be back today talking to the House. But yesterday, Dakota, it was very clear their story is much different than Joe Biden's. Joe Biden said on TV 40 days ago, yeah, I can't recall anybody telling me to leave 2,500 people on the ground in Afghanistan. Yesterday, they all said, yeah, we told him. Ultimately, we're not going to tell you a lot about what we told him, but we told him that.
Well, this is Joe Biden's first real job where he's had to have accountability. Joe Biden has been able to, for his entire career, kind of walk around and skirt the one thing of responsibility and accountability in any of his jobs, right? He was vice president. He could walk around and smile and shake, wave his hand, and President Obama would have to take the blame. Look, there's nobody who doesn't want to be president any more than Joe Biden right now with all the heat he's taken. So I think that that's part of it. He just thinks, well, I don't remember. I got a lot going on. I don't remember saying this, which I think is such a cop-out answer, and there's no way that that's true. But they believe they can lie to the American people so much, and that the American people will take it. And if they keep saying it over and over and over again, that the American people will then believe it. And that is where we have a huge issue with this. I mean, you've got a general. You've got the Joint Chief of Staff. I mean, he's just an advisor. He's not even in charge of anybody. He's the advisor to the President of the United States. He has no power. So, of course, the administration doesn't have to take his advice. But I think that one of the big issues we have is that the Joint Chief admitted to treason, to collusion with the Chinese government without having the president's authority under the Trump administration. And I don't understand how he's not in prison, not in the brig, and you've got Lieutenant Colonel Scheller in the brig. It doesn't make sense.
And General Milley said, yeah, I talked to Bob Woodward, and I didn't do anything that mattered. So anyway, they're going to all be back in the hot seat today. We'll have it here on Fox. Dakota, thank you very much.
Thank you.